into what feels like an eternity, the Marble Sports Games return with the 6th edition of the tournament, and we are here at the B-League Qualifiers. Hello everybody, I'm the Emperor. The B-League Qualifiers coming just a tick before the A-League. Figure get a little taste of the events before you see what the main league competitors or competitor hopefuls will be dealing with as they attempt to qualify. So the first track up, we have the obstacle maze. As you can see the track before us. The B-League qualifiers, 2 heats of 4, starting out with the gliding goo balls, celestic scions, cannonballs, and the oddballs here. Top goo balls take the lead, celestic scions going the only one to take the bottom lane, and the tack track section here, a little bit of a new oh, we have a stoppage already. The cannonballs are stopped. Gliding goo balls will take it. The track went by pretty fast. You may remember the tack track from the 2nd season of the Marble Invites. It will be featured a little bit this season. It's a new toy to use for our host team, the Greenies. Because that's where the cannonballs kind of got caught up in that divot there. Now with the qualifiers, of course, no advancement, just heats. You are judged based on your time. The goo balls with a 1067 is the score from Heat 1. Here's Heat 2 with the Octane Orbs, Leaping Lemons, True Blue, and the Caramel Crusaders. 4 of these teams finished in the bottom 4 of the B-League last season, and 4 of them the top 4 in the C-League, hoping for promotion. True Blue leads the way. The Leaping Lemons get stuck, nudged, dislodged, but they're not going to take a top 2 position here. True Blue wins the round over what I believe was the Caramel Crusaders in 2nd. The Crusaders have not been in the B-League before. So you can see Blue over Toffee, Lemon Lime, and Octane. So there is your times after 1 round. I think the times there might be a little bit off, but those are your results. Goo takes the win over True Blue, and the standings 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and 1 is the same scoring system as seen in the C-League. And we got 8 teams, so you figure might as well bring it back. So the second event of these qualifiers creeps up upon us, the Team Tower Descent. Of course, a fan-favorite event in which 4 teams descend the tower, and you get scores based on the position you finished. You want to be the last marble to finish through the final funnel. So you can see the very simplistic track set up here for the qualifiers for our teams. Again, 2 heats of 4, no advancement. You can see the heats here. Leaping Lemons, True Blue, Cannonballs, and the Oddballs will be our 4 teams in the first heat. True Blue underwent a minor roster change this off-season. We'll talk more about that in a bit, but they have only 2 returning members. Of course, we saw Blue already demonstrated in the obstacle maze, but Blue is the new captain of the team, and the others, well, they've recruited a few new members. The Leaping Lemons, the first 2 to drop on through into the blue section, and that does not bode well for a B-League qualifier hopeful here. True Blue with the new roster up top. They've got a couple swirling back and forth. Swirl, meanwhile, swirling in the bottom funnel for the Oddballs, who hope to avoid a trip down to the C-League. Cannonballs with 1 through. That's our first finisher, I believe. There come the Oddballs. True Blue. Wave of the Oddballs. A little bit confusing uniform differentiation there. It looks like the Leaping Lemons have recovered nicely, actually. They have the top 2 now in that blue funnel. Probably not the same 2 marbles. A little hard to tell with the solid-colored uniforms. Oddballs. That's Inferno coming through now, followed by a Cannonball. True Blue with 1 still going, and the Leaping Lemons will take the top 2, and that pretty much guarantees a top half finish in this event for them. Again, you take the highest score between both the heats to take first out of 8. So the top 4 of these B-League qualifiers will advance to the B-League. And the bottom 4 will join the relegated teams in the C-League. As there's the heat classification, Leaping Lemons with 2 of the top 2. True Blue with a few. I think those are going to be your top 2 in the heat. Cannonballs and Oddballs not going to be able to compete. Yeah, 45 for the Leaping Lemons is a pretty impressive showing. Have to see if anybody in heat number 2 here can top that. Caramel Crusaders, Gliding Goo Balls, Celestic Scions, and the Octane Orbs. And away we go. In the second heat here. They start dropping like flies through that little pinwheel. Gliding Goo Balls already have 3 through, and it looks like everyone has 1 up. The Octane Orbs holding the top spot for now. See if they can light the qualifiers on fire here. Maybe get promoted to the B-League. Another one of the teams that has not ventured above the depths of the C-League since their introduction in Season 4, along with the Caramel Crusaders. And it's not looking good for the aforementioned Crusaders here. They are plummeting down into the final funnel. There's the first finisher, followed by an Octane Orb. And then the Crusaders, and the Science dropped them before that. Goo Balls the only ones not to drop through. As I say that, they lose 1, they lose 2, and the other 2 are in danger of falling through, but they do get a couple more to kind of propel them a little forward there. Scions are done. The Octane Orbs have 3 left. Oh my goodness, can they take the top 3? And this should be a momentous run for everybody's favorite arsonists. What a run here! 15, 14, 16. I don't know why I said those out of order, but that's the top 3. Stupendous. And the other one only got 2. That is an incredible run. 47 will win them the event over the Leaping Lemons 45. Gliding Goo Balls come in with 33 here. And that will be just short of True Blue for 3rd place. So the Octane Orbs, Leaping Lemons, and True Blue, your podium. And as you can see, the little changing around after 2 events. We're halfway home. The Octane Orbs and Leaping Lemons have usurped the Oddballs and the Caramel Crusaders for a roster spot. 3rd event now of the B-League qualifiers, balancing, another staple of the Marble Sports Games. And the track will be similar to as it was last seen in the Marble Invites when the Flamethrowers hosted. It's a beam of 35 wood blocks and a catch basin that's worth 40 points. As we can see, there was a lot less separation of runs. All the runs were within a relatively similar range of about 100 to 130. The Oddballs are going to be our first to demonstrate the beam here. A nice little shove from Tarzan will keep swirling the 40, and all of them manage to stay on relatively long. Tarzan into Inferno into Swirl. That's a 126. That was about the top of that range I said there. We'll have to see how it compares now. Caramel Crusaders, Caramel Toffee Crunch and Sweet here for our 2nd heat. And they too will get a finisher, although it looked like just by the eye test the other 3 came up a little bit sooner than the Oddballs did. And they did 121. A little bit less. 5 to be exact. It's a lot for some people. Cannonballs, Artillery Barrage, Flint and Ballistic come through with the 3rd one. Again, the Cannonballs had a roster over. Oh my goodness, the Cannonballs! Wow, 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 wow. Wow. That's got to be a Marble Sports Games record right there. An absolutely stellar showing. 3 finishers and a 35. 155 is the total. And the Cannonballs have blown everyone else out of the water. Probably literally. They are cannonballs after all. Octane Orbs. There's only one possible way for them to one-up that. Well, see, not going to happen. Oh, no finishers. That's a pretty poor showing, at least in comparison to the Cannonballs. 99 is not enough. Though it is captured run D's enough, so it's always some fun to say. True Blue comes in, halfway home. Oh, wow! 3 to the near side fast. True Blue, that might have been worse. 81! As you can see, the new members, Marine, Navy, and Denim, not maybe adjusted to this style of team event yet. Leaping Lemons for run 6 of 8. And they too are going to veer off to the near side. They'll take a pair of finishers into the basin, though. Blending in there with a little bit of camouflage. 128 moves them into P2, still well behind the Cannonballs. Again, it would take a perfect run to top that. And we'll see if the Gliding Goo Balls can do that. Goof, Slime, Sludge, and Goop. And they will not. Slowed to a crawl there to the 1. Oh, he's curling back a little bit. But none of the Goo Balls able to make it into the catch basin for a score of 115. That'll slot them into 5th place out of 7. With just 1 run to go, the Cannonballs, I would have to imagine, are not going to be one up. The Celestic Steins will give it everything they have, though. Perhaps save a little bit of energy if they can get to like that 130, 140 mark, but it's not going to happen. A disastrous showing for the Celestic Scions. and they are not going to podium. P7 with also 99, but their highest scoring marble was just below the other 99 of the Octane Orbs. The Cannonballs blow everyone out of the water. 155, 128 is the Leaping Lemons score in second. When the Leaping Lemons with their second silver medal do enough to jump into first, none of the currently qualified teams have changed though. So currently it's the Lemons, the Goo Balls, True Blue, and the Octane Orbs as we head to the Greeny Tower for the final event of the qualifiers. This looks a little familiar to the Towering Inferno we've seen twice before. Once in Marble Sports Games Season 4, and once in the Marble Invites. And, well, same concept, except not everything is on fire anymore, because we are no longer being hosted by the Flamethrowers or Balls of Fire. The Greeny's a little bit more mellow in spirit, and, you know, green, rush, catch on fire. I digress. Oddballs, Octane Orbs, Gliding Goo Balls, and I believe True Blue here. So away we go into the Gravitrax section. Oh, the Octane Orbs stall up. They pulled True Blue off, though, and everybody catches up at the exit of the Quirketti. It is the Oddballs captain leading the way down across. Gliding Goo Balls takes second. True Blue third, and the Octane Orbs fourth. I think it's kind of funny. All four, of course, these heats were randomized beforehand. All four of the provisional leaders to qualify for the B-League in this same heat. It is the Oddballs who will lead it over the Gliding Goo Balls, True Blue, the Octane Orbs. They were in fourth of those four. We'll have to see how the times compare, because if this second heat is much slower, these four are set. You'd have to imagine the Oddballs are in the clear. Oh, my bad, I forgot the Leaping Lemons exist. The Leaping Lemons are actually still in the other heat. They're one of the teams. They're leading the way, actually. Lemonhead hoping to hold on here over Sweet, Barrage, and Cyan. Let's see what happens here. Leaping Lemons take the early lead. Caramel Crusaders take it, and everybody makes it through into the obstacle maze section. It's the Crusaders leading the way. Ahead of the Leaping Lemons out of nowhere. Can they make a move for the lead? They're neck and neck, and they're not going to be able to get past. Oh, and we have a stoppage! I believe the Cannonballs have gotten stuck, and that means they'll take dead last and will not qualify for the B-League. Barrage unable to get it through. Crusaders 13.99, I believe, was good enough for a silver medal if we compare the times between the two heats. Heartbreak for the Cannonballs. We'll have to see if the Crusaders have done enough to advance. And imagine the Leaping Lemons are safe, and the Science also on that bubble. Nobody really running away with it this time. Cannonballs fans a little shook. Tarzan wins for the Oddballs over Sweet and Lemonhead. Goop will take the last top half finish. And let's see, the moment of truth, the Leaping Lemons, Gliding Goo Balls, the Oddballs jump up, they do get through. True Blue drops one spot, but it's still enough to qualify. The Crusaders do not. The Octane Orbs fall out of qualification at the last minute. The Cannonballs and Celestic Science will join them in the C-League. I hope you enjoyed this brief return. We'll see you next week for the A-League qualifiers. I've been the Emperor. So long for now, everybody.